Have you ever found yourself in a situation in life and wondered how in the world did I end up in that? Well, now I understand that he chose me. Same season, same hallways, same ages. I was his student, and while he was grooming me, he was molesting the boys that I was going to school with. And I didn't know it for years. 12 years of marriage, 12 years of building something on top of what I was never supposed to find out. And when I really did find out the truth, there was a rage that I felt that I can't even begin to explain. I would love to sit here and act as though I had it all together and all I could think and hear were Bible verses, but that is far from the truth. I was full of rage, full of anger, and I felt as though I was betrayed on so many different levels. I'm talking about a man who was a pastor, a man who took time out of his schedule many times to call out people who were living in different lifestyles, took time to call out child molesters, predators, because he too said at a young age of 5 and at another age of maybe 9 or 11 that he was also molested. And so for that reason, he claimed to be a serious advocate. And the rage that hit me wasn't even the kind that you cry through. It wasn't the kind that you go and start burning things down through. It was the kind where you're still. And I remember coming to the knowledge that it wasn't like, oh my God, Renee, how did you miss all of these signs? Because I finally understood that it wasn't that I was the woman that missed the signs, but it was that I was groomed as a teenager by a pedophile who wanted me not to see that there were any signs to miss. And even if your story isn't exactly like mine, but you still find yourself questioning, how in the world did I miss it? This is what I want you to understand more about yourself today. First, I want you to stop punishing yourself. Stop punishing yourself for his crime. You are not him. So asking yourself over and over, how did I not know? How did I not know? That's not your question. That came from him. Stop allowing that question to make you keep prosecuting yourself over and over and over again. Before you had a chance to form an opinion on who you were and what love was, they found you. That's what most predators do. You have to stop punishing yourself for his crime. A lot of women do that. We'll take on different things from our children and their decisions that they make. We'll take on things from our husbands and whatever that they decide to do. It's like taking on the shame and the guilt of what they did. No, you didn't do it. So asking yourself over and over, how didn't I see the signs? Let's be honest. If you're building a life with someone, 9 times out of 10, you're not sitting looking and saying, okay, hmm, I think I'm with a molester. I think I'm with a predator. 9 times out of 10, you believe the best of this person. And if you are a good person, most times you believe that other people are who they say they are as well. If you're an honest person, most times you believe that people are honest. So to keep saying over and over, how did I miss the signs? How didn't I know? You are just beating upon yourself. You're prosecuting yourself. You are putting yourself in a cage, in a prison, in a cycle of more shame, false guilt over and over and over again. And you have to stop. You cannot heal if you keep blaming yourself for what was not yours. Many people in their right mind would not say that a 13-year-old is capable of making the same decisions as a 26-year-old who is her teacher. They would say, first of all, the age gap is too significant. One is an adult, one is a child. And even without knowledge of psychology or neuroscience or anything, most people, again, healthy people in their right mind, would see that there's a power dynamic as well as an age dynamic that makes it wrong. And again, I keep saying people in their right minds because unfortunately, we live in a time where so many people have been abused at young ages. They have not had people to stand up for them. And many of them will blame themselves and say, you know what, I was 13, so I should have known better. And I was being fast or I was being grown. That is not my situation. That's not everybody's story. And let me say that even if you were a 13-year-old and you found yourself parading without clothes in front of a 26-year-old male, as the adult, he should be running away, going to the cops, going to find your parents, but getting away from you because you are still a child. People don't teach that, and people don't teach that because many times it has happened to them, and again, nobody stood up for them. So you have many people who normalize or say things like, oh no, but at 13, yeah, somebody knew better. No, no. And I'm saying that to say, because if you can see how there are people who will make those types of comments about someone at 13, imagine what they'll say if you're 29 and you were with somebody who you did not know were doing those types of things, and you were with them and you didn't see it and you didn't know. They would be saying, oh my gosh, how does she not know? And so because we see those kind of things happening, then it is easy to internalize. It's easy to say, oh my God, how did I not know? You didn't know. And here's the thing, once you were made aware, you made the choice to do the right thing. That is all that you can do. So even if your story didn't look like mine and it wasn't the same timeline, it wasn't the same age difference, if you were with a predator, predators will still find you at the right time for their mission. They'll come and get inside of your formation. So before you even understand what love really is, here they come. So then you don't know what to look for because you have been built while being with this person. The decision making part of your brain is not fully developed until your mid 20s. So imagine a predator inserting themselves into your life as your brain is yet being formed. And besides the psychological part, let's talk about what really has been happening spiritually. Before you were formed in your mother's womb, God knew you. He called you. He chose you. And the enemy of your soul is aware of that. So, of course, it would make sense that he would send someone who would try to derail you. Many times, predators are not just broken individuals, they are individuals who have agreed to an assignment from hell. Wolves in sheep clothing is a very real thing. And the Bible talks about Satan appearing as an angel of a light. Like, don't think that it was just a broken person in the pulpit that needed help. A lot of times, these are people who have come into covenant agreement with Satan to destroy. That was the assignment, destroy. And I need to go a layer deeper because it wasn't just that the demonic worked through him, it also worked through the system that you were in. And so the system that says that we are to submit and blindly follow, the system that says that we are to pray, we are to cover, we are not to go against our covering, we are to keep silent even when things are going on. That system also set you up for failure. You weren't just deceived by him. Being raised in that system made you deceivable. And we have to acknowledge that. There should never be anything that is untouchable. God gives us checks and balances for everything that he has created. Every single thing, marriage included, church leaders included, everything. And anytime that you find yourself in a place where you cannot question what people are doing that is not aligning with the word of God, you need to leave because that is a place that is not right. Those leaders are not right, and they are covering things because they want to protect the system. And that is the thing that people won't say. There are many people who will know what is happening, what is going on, but they want to protect the system because in protecting the system, they cover themselves. And even if they're not participating in the same types of acts, many times they want to make sure that the person doesn't get uncovered, because if that other person who is committing the acts gets uncovered, then it may uncover other things that they are doing that is wrong. So when you speak out and say this is happening, this is wrong, or even if you quietly leave, you leaving still signals that there was something that was not right. And so now you became a threat to their system. That needs to be addressed. Many people sat for years in silence because they were told it was the right thing to do. They were told, oh no, baby, you got to go through long suffering. I'm here to tell you that according to the will and the purposes and the plans of God, long suffering does not mean being used, abused, abandoned, hurt in marriage for years and you go through it. No, no, no. It's not long suffering. They want you to keep quiet so they can keep going. The main thing I want you to walk away with today is when you hear the question, how did I not know? Answer it with the truth. You did not know because he did not want you to know. You did not know because of the bad theology that you were brought up on. You did not know because of the systems that you were in that reinforced that theology. You did not know, like, answer it with the truth. You did not know because maybe you were young and your brain had not fully formed yet, the decision making part of your brain. Answer it with the truth. Do not answer it with, I was being dumb. I was being stupid. What will that? How will you heal if you really don't look at the truth? How will you heal? And I'm going to even be honest with you. It may be hard to look at the truth and say, wow, it was because of some of the bad theology, because you may find that people you love dearly believe wrong. You may find that you can no longer stay in certain systems with people that you love dearly because they believe wrong. And that is another truth that's often hard to swallow when healing from marriages, especially ones that were heavy in toxic church culture, because you find yourself having to leave things that you thought that you loved. But let me tell you, idols must die. Every system, every thought, everything that is not of God, that you put above God and his word, you must dethrone. It is my prayer that women around the world wake up and that their eyes are so open that they can no longer be preyed upon. You are not a woman who failed. You are a woman who was targeted by a predator, set up by bad theology, and probably silenced by a system. But you're still here. And I understand where you may be saying, oh my gosh, but there was still so much time that I wasted and I invested. But guess what? We serve the God who promises to restore the years that were stolen. You serve the only God who can restore years unto you. So do not look behind, look ahead. And I don't say that as a cliche. I say that because I know that we serve a God who can restore you, and he can make it like that never happened. He can make it to where you are literally talking about the things that happened just as a testimony, just as a roadmap to help others get through, but not from a place of hurt, guilt, shame, or pain. And so I just want to encourage you, if you've asked yourself that question, stop it. And I say that with so much love. That question is not fruitful. God promises to restore the time for you. So get up, get your time back, and don't give him another second of it. Abundant blessings to you.